Okay, there are 5 cameras inside this HobbyKing B17. There's one in the chin turret, which is actually a Mobius, and it will record high def. There's another camera in the bombardier's compartment looking out through the glass nose. There is another camera right here in the cockpit. All these are fixed cameras. In other words, they don't move in space. I can either look, through a 3-position toggle switch on the transmitter, I can view out the cockpit, out the nose, or out the chin turret. Then there are 2 cameras in the upper turret and the lower turret. The upper turret, which will move in both elevation and in azimuth, okay, by radio command, and the little camera here. And the same thing on the bottom with the ball turret, which is the stock ball turret, by the way. I put a servo inside, and I can move that almost vertical, and then I can pivot this one 180 degrees.
That's awesome.
The upper turret goes 330, so it can actually look a little bit almost forward. It goes about this far forward before the wires get a little tight. But I can do that all by radio command in a minute once I get set up. Okay, and as you can see, the upper turret, okay, can run in azimuth. Of course, the camera is attached to the gun, so it's going to move up and down with the gun. And of course, it turns left and right, almost turns all the way around.
That's so cool.
we'll give you a picture from inside the turret in a little bit. Ball turret also has azimuth, almost vertical. That's the limit of the servo, but then it can also yaw all the way around. With the upper turret, all right, you can see up, you can see that.
There it is.
And then you can point to
here. Oh, nice.
Straight up, almost. Then back down. And then look at the cameraman. And look at me.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
Okay. Now I'm going to video switch. You should be on the lower turret.
Yeah.
Okay, in the lower turret.
See the landing gear? There it is. The tie. I could shoot our tail wheel.
Yeah.
Take it right off.
Shoot the tail wheel off. And then
nice.
that also works at azimuth. You can look down at the picnic table. Yeah. So you can shoot Jerry's from every angle. Okay.
This is where FPV needs to be.
Yeah.
FPV and warbirds.
Okay.
Makes so much sense. It doesn't even.
And the upper turret was 3D printed. The whole barrel that goes inside with the 330-degree servo, that was all 3D printed. You know, in a good 3D printer. You probably couldn't do this in a cheap one because of the tolerances of making everything fit. And what I didn't show you yet is that the whole chin turret comes off with magnets, and there's the Mobius.
Nice. It's a Mobius we're running through there.
Mobius is running in the chin. And because the Mobius camera doesn't come out on center, you can see that it's just a little bit off center.
Yep.
But that's just because the camera lens is not on center of the Mobius. But you know, it's got real high quality magnets on it. So it snaps in place, and it takes quite a bit of effort to get it off. I think on the first flight I will probably just put a little bit of tape on there just to make sure I don't be dangling the chin turret while we're flying. And
I can't wait to see it finished. I know they can't wait to see it finished now that they've seen this.
Yeah.
And then what's going to be better is when we have a couple of warbirds also rigged up for FPV, and we're going to chase this thing around.
And do diving passes. Have Messerschmitts and Focke-Wulfs come diving through. Probably not for this go around, but probably over the winter. I'm going to put since I've got one more channel available for me in the aft section, because I'm doing bomb drop. Even though the spars that are in the wing, I can cut out in between the spars, and I can still put a series of say 4 bombs, 4 500-pounders in between there, and have a camera inside the well. When the door is open, you can look outside and watch the bombs fall.
Nice! I just see it already. I already see the black and white footage from World War II of that actually happening, and I will be stoked to see it happen on this bad boy.
Very good. Thank you, sir. And
no problem. Thank you. I mean, we've been dying to see it.
Thank you, Stuart, for providing all the equipment I need to do this.
Stuart paid for it all himself.
That's right. Out of his own pocket.
Out of his own pocket. Well, guys, that's going to do it for this week's weekly update. You will not be hearing from the Australia team this week. They'll be back next week. They were a little busy. And even though the weather right now is pretty good, it's been pretty windy here, so we didn't get a chance to do a lot of what we wanted to do, but we got to fly the Waco. What's coming is gonna be awesome. This B-17 looks great. When we get a few more Warbirds, some Spitfires, and maybe some on the German side, we're not sure, to get up in the air and chase this bad boy will be great. But guys,
I see nothing, I say nothing.
He's saying nothing, I'm not saying anything. We'll see you next week for another weekly update.